My first memory of the El Rocco at King's Cross was, well, a mixture of feelings. I'd never, ever seen anything like it. Come to think of it, I'd never heard anything like the music in it. I was both fascinated, intrigued, and slightly terrified at the same time. It was the nearest thing to a den of iniquity. I shouldn't say that, because it turned out to be quite a respectable coffee house.
It was the worst coffee in Sydney. It was Nescafe. People paid some money to come in and just sit. So you had to be dedicated kind of to go there. The audience were... There was nothing but this wretched coffee and the music.
The atmosphere of the room, the El Rocco, changed with each group and with the crowd. It was like an artist's painting. It depends what paint they put on that board on that day. And the reaction was instantaneous. Sometimes you'd get creativity in that room, which you couldn't do in a recording studio. It was spontaneous.
Whilst there's always been some amount of clubs around, there wasn't one that gave the opportunity that the El Rocco gave when it opened. And I think it was because there was no restriction on the musicians, on what they played. I remember when I was doing TV shows, like a lot of us were, you know, Graham Lyle, Errol Buddle, if we weren't actually on the night playing at the El Rocco, we would always drive as fast as we could back to the El Rocco just to catch the last set of somebody else. The music being performed and written for and tried out there was usually pretty new.
The mood in that room, sometimes when the musicians were playing, the waitresses couldn't even serve coffee. You could hear a pin drop. Customers, they weren't allowed to talk, virtually. It made it unique, you know. And this is what impressed people from overseas.